Race-based slavery is our original sin, is this kind of original decision of how we structured this nation, and then something we decided to continue to perpetuate for centuries, right? And so because of that, we have this desire and this guilt as a nation, as a society, to have proven that we've overcome it, that we are not like them who came before us. We're totally different. We never would have done those things, right? Whether it be fire hoses or internment camps or housing redlining or putting people in chains, right? We want to insist that we are so different. And what the election of President Obama led many people to do is hold something out. See, we have a data point here. We're different. We're not like them. We're better than our fathers and our grandfathers, right? And what the events, the headlines of the Obama years evidenced and showed to us was, no, that wasn't the case at all. That perhaps we were not better. Perhaps there still were these issues. And I think that, and it also unleashed and awakened an ethos within a lot of young black Americans. I never forget the activist in Ferguson saying, I voted for Barack Obama twice and Michael Brown's still dead. I voted for Barack Obama twice and Trayvon Martin is still dead, right? People believe that protesting is something that people do because they're disengaged from the political system. Why won't these people go vote? Why won't they call their representatives? Protesting is something people do when the other means of politics have failed them, when they have voted and the young man is still dead in their street, right? When their powers that be are not listening to them, and the only way to listen to them is to stand in front of them on the highway and say, I am here, I'm not going anywhere. I think that speaks to the power of protest. Policing and race policing is an ink block test in many ways, right? It's because we come with our own lived experiences, and so very often you have police officers who say, I don't understand why everyone won't just wait for more information, why people don't trust us, because these officers live in a world where they trust the police. Many white people live in a world where they fundamentally trust the police. An interaction with a police officer is not an inherently bad thing. While many black and brown people live in a world where the worst thing that can happen to them today is that they run into a police officer. And I think so we're often don't do a very good job of empathizing with other human beings, placing ourselves in their shoes, in their realities, in their lives. When we look at issues of justice and equity historically, we've known that we live in a country that is structured specifically and historically to oppress a specific group of people, and always has been, right? And that structure manifests itself across essentially any avenue in which the government is interacting with its people, whether it be our jails and our schools and our prisons, and our police forces and our housing grants, and that this oppression and racism manifest in the structure, in the very fabric of the nation in which we live. What we also know is that when we are willing to address that and undo that, to unweave that fabric, it lifts all of the boats. That everyone receives more equitable outcomes, that everyone receives more just outcomes, because if you solve the problems in the spaces that are systemically the worst, it improves all of the other outcomes as well, right? The majority of people killed by the police aren't black, they're Hispanic, they're white. A conversation about policing policy, about reform, about accountability, is a conversation that saves lives, and not just black lives. It saves all lives, right?